Ambassador Nathan Sales, former ambassador at large and coordinator for counterterrorism and former acting undersecretary for civilian security, democracy, and human rights for the U.S. Department of State. I'm so glad that you're with me now. Is it time that this administration close the border?
Yeah, Harris, it's well past midnight on that. The most important priority that any administration has is to protect the American people from threats. And we know that terrorists are eyeing vulnerabilities in our southern border. You know, you said 169 known or suspected terrorists have been caught trying to sneak in. Those are just the ones we know about.
Exactly.
What about the ones who got away and weren't caught as they tried to sneak in? And this risk that terrorists might exploit our southern border, it's not just a hypothetical. It's not just a debating point. We know that Iran-backed terrorists for years have been eyeing the southern border. Last year, they tried to assassinate John Bolton right here in the United States by using a Mexican drug cartel. And the decade before that, they tried to kill the Saudi ambassador by blowing up a restaurant in Georgetown, again, by working with a Mexican drug cartel. They're going to keep trying until they get it right. And with the border wide open, this is a gaping vulnerability.
You know, Ambassador Sales, we don't talk about those examples enough. I mean, we really need to. And for all those people who say, well, it's so far away, how could they come here? Well, first of all, we have people like never before, numbers we've ever seen coming from Senegal and West Africa. So if people want to get here, no matter what their desires to be here for, they can get here. But what you're talking about is potentially worse. Because A, they're probably already here based on what you just called out. And B, they're proxies that they can buy along the way, Iran. They're bringing in fentanyl. Why not put the cartels to work on this side of the border?
Yeah, that's the concern. What if they've already made it in? And Harris, let me throw some more numbers at you. Since the 1990s, the FBI has arrested 128 Hezbollah operatives. Hezbollah, the Lebanese terrorist group responsible for the bombing of the U.S. Marine Corps barracks back in the 1980s and working hand in glove with the Iranian regime to spread terror around the world. 128 of them have been arrested right here in our country over the past number of years. How many more are here that we haven't been able to catch and arrest? That's a real worry.
Well, and, I know Democrats didn't like it, but when former President Obama was in office, he had the nickname Deporter-in-Chief. I mean, they were kicking out people that they knew had committed crimes. I don't know the numbers on how many terrorists have committed, are recidivists when it comes to crimes, but my goodness, you got to practice some kind of way. So are we also at the mercy of people among us who are practiced at what they're doing? They're not just like first-timers.
Right. If you're a terrorist, you're committed to the organization and the ideology for the long haul. Nobody dabbles with Al-Qaeda or ISIS and then thinks, you know what, maybe decapitating infidels isn't the way to go. Particularly when you're talking about a sophisticated actor like Hezbollah that has the resources of a state behind it. Iran, the world's worst state sponsor of terrorism. These organizations are capable of plotting and executing very, very sophisticated plots. Hezbollah has been storing weapons across the world, in Europe, in Southeast Asia, in Africa, in South America. Why? Because they're biding their time. They're waiting until they get activation orders from their masters in Tehran so they can unleash horror and terror on innocent civilians.
I mean, Ambassador, what you just said, that Hezbollah is able, as terrorists, to store weapons in places, in Western places like Europe, Western allies. I mean, that's unbelievable. And if it's happening and we know it, what kind of money is changing hands? Because that's the only thing I could think of that would allow that to happen. We'll get into that on another day. You've brought up an amazing point. We are now seeing more and more anti-Israel protests, so I really want to get your take on this. They're held in major cities across America. I want to know how concerning this is to you and just a little bit on them. Those demonstrations, especially popular on college campuses right now. Dozens of schools have held pro-Palestinian rallies since the war began. Some of them are pro-Hamas. So not just the Palestinian people, but they're pro-Hamas, the bloodthirsty evil walking the planet. Some are Jewish students who say they no longer feel safe at their schools. So there are two sides of the protesters here. And some of those Jewish students, you can only imagine what it's like on those campuses. I mean, the anti-Semitism, threats against them. Republican Congressman Burgess Owens, in fact, along with more than 50 other Republicans, has taken a stand on the protests. He introduced a resolution condemning support of Hamas by some schools, and he also urges Education Secretary to investigate, take action. Top law enforcement has voiced their own concerns about domestic threats. Let's watch.
We have seen an increase in reported threats, but vigilance is heightened right now just because of the fluid and volatile environment in the Middle East and the ways in which that could spin out in the U.S.
I've also directed our U.S. attorneys to reach out to religious and other community leaders in their districts to reaffirm our commitment to them.
Now, when you hear leadership say in ways that they could spin out in the United States, what does that mean?
Well, I think it means that we have an enormous problem with anti-Semitism in the United States, and the problem seems to be concentrated among elite universities and highly educated professors and the students that they're teaching. You know, there was a poll that was released by Harvard just a couple of days ago that found overwhelming American support for Israel in its war with Hamas, except in one cohort, and that was young adults ages 18 to 24. In that group, the finding was that 51% of Americans in that age group think that Hamas's attacks on Israel were justified. And if that sounds bad, I'm going to give you something that's even worse. In that age group, 62% of the population surveyed thought that the attacks on Israel counted as genocide. So there are young people in America who think that genocide against Israelis, genocide against Jews, is justified. Clearly, our educational system is failing our students, and I say this as a former law professor.
Wow. Well, look, education starts at home. I don't know about you, Ambassador Sales, but the first words my babies learned were from me and my husband. So I do want to know what they're teaching at the colleges. I want to know what other things these kids who are being indoctrinated are exposed to in our society. Who are the other players in this? Is this being cooked up in other places? It's a big job. We're a big society. I think we can handle it. I believe in the U.S. Thank you, Ambassador, so much for your expertise and your time.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.